Hi everyone, it's Marisa from bumblebeeapothecary.com, and today I'm going to bring you along and show you what we're eating in a day. So I've been getting some people asking for me to show what my kids are eating, and in this house we don't do separate grown-up and kid food. We all eat the same thing. So any of my past what we're eating in a day or what we're eating in a week videos, you can check those out. I'll have some of them linked down below, and yeah, the whole family eats exactly what I make in all of those videos as well, and same thing for today and going forward. That's just what we do. So just wanted to put that out there so that everybody was clear on that, and hopefully that's helpful too as you see what our kids like to eat too. So today is a busy school morning, so I'm doing a quick breakfast. I like to do eggs a lot of the time, and I'll do those different ways. So today I'm going to be putting together a little omelet really quickly, and then we have a big thing of cooked ground pork that we've cooked with some salt and pepper and sage, and that makes a really nice breakfast sausage tasting, like loose crumbled sausage, and I'm going to heat up some of that in the toaster oven, and then we'll have that together. I have my pan for my eggs heating up here, and I'm just going to add some lard that I've rendered and some butter. We like the flavor of both of those fats together when we're doing eggs. And then I'm just going to go ahead and crack 6 eggs into my pitcher here. Add a little sprinkle of salt and just whisk those together with a fork. Wait for my pan to get just a little hotter before I pour those in. And then going to take some of our ground pork sausage, just put some of that into a container to heat up. My pan is ready, so I'm going to pour my eggs in. And then I'm just going to let that sit. While the eggs are going, I'm quickly going to just cut up a tomato. That's ready to add. I also grabbed my shredded cheese out of the refrigerator. That's ready for when I need it. Just like to find all the ways that I can to quickly get things done and, you know, have things streamlined when it is a busy school morning. And then I'm also going to get an avocado ready. I won't add this while it's cooking, but we'll slice this and have it together. And then we'll have the avocado sliced beside the omelet. Not sure how much we're going to eat. We might save this one, and avocados always stay nicer if you keep the pit in there, so I'm going to wait. If the kids are like, ooh, I want more of that, then I'll slice that one too. If not, I'll just save it for another time. It needs to cook for a while. So then I usually get the table ready and then go start seeing about getting my kids up. Not quite there, but it's getting closer. Not too bad. It's always kind of iffy how these are gonna turn. At this point, I will add my tomatoes. And my cheese. This is the raw cheddar that I like to get, and then I just shred a bunch of it at one time, so then I have shredded cheese in bags ready to go. Okay, and then I usually don't fold the omelets over. We just kind of use the spatula to kind of slice them up like a pizza. So then I'll just leave it like this. I'll turn the heat down to low, and then I'll add a lid. That way that cheese can melt, and then it'll come serve that up in just a minute. And now ideally I would want to have the cheese a bit more melted than that, but we are in a hurry this morning, so there's no time to wait for that to be any more perfect. So we're gonna start serving this up. It's melted enough to where it will still be very tasty. And then our goal is always to have some type of fermented food with every meal. And today we're going to have some of our vegetable medley that I showed how to make this in another video a little while back. So you may want to go check that out. It's a fantastic ferment, and that's what we're having for breakfast. For lunch, we almost always have leftovers. Sometimes there's exceptions, but primarily it's something that we ate for dinner one of the previous nights before. And today I have these braised beef short ribs. I have a recipe video where I show how I make these, and I'll try to remember to link that down below, but it is on my channel. And I just have everything here in this little pan. I'm gonna stick it into my toaster oven and turn it on and start heating that up. And then something that I like to make for my kids on a pretty much daily basis is kefir with just a little bit of berries blended in. So I'm gonna go ahead and make them some of that to go along with lunch as well. And then while our lunch is heating up, I'm hungry. So while I'm waiting, I'm just gonna eat a little bit of something. So I have some different sourdough crackers that I like to make, and I have at least one recipe up on my channel so far for those. And then when I'm busy, then these sourdough einkorn crackers I really like because they're made with long fermentation, traditional flour, you know, alternative grains that are better tolerated, and they're well prepared and all that kind of stuff. So they're a really good option if you want a bought-in option and don't want to make them yourself. I'll have a link down below if you want to look these up. And then to eat with them, always wanting lots of fats, I like this Kerrygold garlic and herb butter. So what I do is I just get a little slice, and I'll just have a few of these while I'm waiting, just to kind of fill in when I'm super hungry, because I'm nursing and he's like 4.5 months old now, so the need is growing and he doesn't eat food yet, so it's all on me, so I get hungry. Pop a few of those in while I'm waiting for the rest of the food to warm up. And then for the fermented food for lunch, my kids are already having the berry kefir, and so I feel like that covered. And then I'm having some of this brine from fermented vegetables. This one's pickle brine, so I just take some sips of that, and that is our lunch for today. Okay, so my kids had some more of the berry kefir this afternoon, and then 2 of them split an apple. So the kefir, as you saw when I made it, it was like a quart of kefir with a little handful of berries, so mostly just kefir there. We try to not go overboard on sweet stuff here, or fruit. And then I am having some kombucha. We have a continuous brew kombucha, the Jun Scoby, and that eats honey instead of sugar. So if you're interested, I should probably do a video sometime on our continuous brew kombucha if anybody's interested. But I'm drinking some of that while I'm starting to get the dinner prep going. But I just wanted to fill in what my kids ate. They did finish their lunch. That's always my rule, and because we've talked about snacking on here before, and we try not to eat a whole bunch of snacky foods in between meals. I try to have the bulk of the nutrition be in the meals, and really be careful with snacks, because filling up on snacks can make it so that you don't get those important nutrients in. And then also, whenever we do eat in between meals, I try to make it be food that would be part of or a whole meal itself, so that it's just more of the same good food, not compromised foods. So they had finished their lunches, and then they were kind of hungry, so they split an apple and then had a bunch more of the kefir. So now we're ready to jump into dinner prep. So for dinner, I'm going to be doing some meatballs. I'm going to be making them from a mixture of ground pork and ground beef. We get some really nice free-range pork from some people that we know, and then it's grass-fed ground beef. So I'm just going to have the meat in the bowl. I'm going to add a few things to it, shape those meatballs and put them on the pan. So I'll show that process. So I'm going to start by adding a little bit of salt and pepper to my meat. I just eyeball all this, but I'm probably adding about half a teaspoon of salt. And I have 3 pounds of meat here, and then just a little sprinkle of pepper, probably a 1/4 teaspoon. And then some parsley. I like to add dried parsley just because it makes it look pretty. Probably added a good teaspoon of that. And then some onion, powdered onion. You could also just chop up fresh onion too. I'm actually out of onions right now. And this just makes it really fast and easy. And then from here, I have my oven preheating. I have it set to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And the amount for the powdered onion was probably a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half. I'm gonna add 3 eggs. Okay, so now I'm just going to mix everything together really well with my hands. I will vary this meatball recipe a little bit. Sometimes I will add like a homemade Worcestershire sauce. Sometimes I'll just add a splash of apple cider vinegar. I will do a variety of things, but this is just a really nice, simple, basic way to do it. And that ground beef with the pork combination is really tasty. So then I try to just form these into meatballs that are about 1 inch in size and just fill my pan with them. Alright, so then at this point I'm just going to go ahead and put them in the oven, and I usually let them go for about 25 minutes. Meanwhile, I will get some peas going in my pan. I'm just going to start by adding the butter and peas to the pan, and they cook up really fast, so I won't even turn the heat on these until the meatballs are closer to being done. But I'll just go ahead and get them in the pan so that way I can easily turn on the heat and stir them with one hand if my hands are full with a baby or somebody at that point. And then the other thing that I'm getting ready is heating up some meat stock. I make big batches of this at a time and then have it in the refrigerator, and then just heat up portions for meals that don't already have meat stock made along with them. So I'm just going to pull out some chicken meat stock and get that into a pan, and I can turn that on to heat around the same time that I turn the heat on for the peas in a little bit. So there is what we are having for dinner. Our meatballs with peas sauteed in butter, some sauerkraut on the side, and a mug of chicken meat stock. One of our favorite, really quick and easy and very nutrient-dense desserts that we love to have on weeknights is Russian custard. Super easy to put together, and like I said, you don't get much more nutrient-dense than this. So I'm gonna throw together a batch of that really quickly, and I'll show you how I make it, and then we're gonna enjoy that now that we're finished eating the main dinner. So all you do is first put some raw egg yolks into a pitcher. For our family, I like to do 12 egg yolks at a time.
now that I have my 12 yolks in there, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla extract and then some raw honey. And then for this many egg yolks, I add about that much honey. That's probably like 2 tablespoons, I want to say. The next thing is to just whip it with a hand mixer until it's really light. So you can see this is a 4-cup glass pitcher and the 12 yolks are down here. It's going to come all the way up here to the top of the measuring lines by the time it's whipped. So I'm going to start whipping. If you've seen a lot of my videos before, you'll know my raw egg spiel that I always give. I always say do your own research, do what you're comfortable with. What I do is only eat raw yolks from chickens that I trust or sources that I trust. So I like to just use raw yolks from our chickens that we raise. That way I know that they're healthy, outdoors, free range, fed a good diet. You know, they get sunshine and bugs and all that good stuff. So very healthy chickens are going to give you the safest raw yolks. And so that's what I do and what I always just like to share. Also, it's very much worth noting that raw yolks do cause die-off. So if you're not used to eating raw yolks, you haven't really introduced them or had them before, start introducing this very slowly with small amounts so that your body can acclimate and you don't have a bunch of die-off and you're miserable. That being said, it is also a very, like I said, very nutrient-dense thing to be having. Yolks are full of so many important nutrients. They are the best food for your adrenal glands. So let's continue whipping here. Okay, and there's the finished Russian custard ready to enjoy. I also like to have something in the evening too, just probably needing a lot of calories while I'm nursing. So something that I've been having a lot lately is I eat milk kefir like yogurt, so I just have it in a bowl and then I'll add some berries or drizzle a little bit of raw local honey on it or something like that. And I find that that's a really nice thing to have in the evening. Okay, I hope that you really enjoyed coming along to see what we eat in a day. If you have more ideas for videos that you'd like to see, let me know. If you want more of these kinds of videos, please let me know. Leave me a comment down below. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. That really helps my videos reach more of the people who want to see them and helps grow our community. Share it with anybody else who you think would like to see it. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I get out 2 new videos every week on nourishing recipes and natural living. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.